Thanos is about to make his big screen debut. We're all expecting brutality and raw power. There are also a lot of questions about Thanos' past and his motivations. We know he wants to destroy half the life in the universe, but for a different reason than what motivated him in the comic. I have a theory on what happened to Thanos' planet and why he knows about the Infinity Stones and why he is hell-bent on this murderous crusade. This all has to do with the Celestials, and I believe it was actually teased to us in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Let's talk about it. What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. If you're here and you like comic book movies, subscribe. Quickly, I want to shout out David Glatter, who got the nerd card question in one of my recent Star Wars videos. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to Star Wars, David, so shout out to you. There'll be another nerd card question at the end of this video. All right, let's get into this. So we know Thanos is motivated by something different than in the comics. This all has to do with something that happened to his home world of Titan. This was actually said to us by the Russo brothers. Apparently, this all has to do with some kind of tragedy that befell his home world, and this was something that Thanos tried to prevent but was not able to. I want to stop here for just a second and talk about why this is different than in the comics. So classically in the comic books, Thanos is in love with Death, or Mistress Death, or Lady Death. This is like a physical embodiment of death in the universe. It's like a weird, trippy comic book thing, but she existed, she was this lady, and Thanos totally had the hots for her. So, in order to win the love of Mistress Death, Thanos went on the quest to get all the gems and destroy half the life in the universe. Yeah, it was totally just to impress Death, and by the way, it didn't work at all. This girl continued to just give him the cold shoulder. Okay, so back to the movies. This is like crazy stuff here. So a tragedy happened to Thanos' home planet. The Russo brothers totally talked about this and left a lot to the imagination. So they haven't really confirmed that it was actually mass genocide, but considering that it was something tragic and it couldn't be undone, I'm thinking it's your classic case of planet genocide motivating a cosmic crusade. And as I said, I actually believe we've seen this before in the MCU. In a scene during Guardians of the Galaxy, the Collector explains the origins of the stones, showing us a Celestial using their power to destroy the population of a planet. Interestingly, we see an image next to the image of the Celestial, and this image appears to show what looks like a Thanos-like creature screaming in pain. I believe this is a deviant, which is the race that Thanos is. So, is this an image of one of Thanos' kind being destroyed by that very Celestial? I think so, and I think this act, because it was performed by a stone, was not able to be undone. It's possible this act may not be able to be undone even when using another Infinity Stone. Now, I need to stop here for a second and talk about why the Celestials would be destroying worlds. So in the comic books, basically the Celestials would go around, mess with the genetics of planets that had sort of primitive life on them, and they were trying to make evolution go down the lines they desired. They'd occasionally come back to these planets that they messed with, check and see what was going on, and if they didn't like the results, they would just destroy all the life on the planet and sort of force the evolution cycle to start over. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen in the movies, but that's where the Celestials kind of did their planet-killing stuff in the comics, and that's what motivated them. So again, back to the films. This act of a Celestial killing all of the life on Thanos' planet was probably something he witnessed, and the Russo brothers said he could not prevent it or undo it. This implies that he tried, and I am damn sure that Thanos went on a crazy quest to try to undo the destruction of his planet. I think this took him all sorts of places. He gained power and waged war, and I actually believe that he may have killed the Celestials, or at least killed the one that had that stone. Once again, I think this is teased in the Guardians movie when we see the Celestial Skull, which is the place called Nowhere. I mean, what else could kill a Celestial but a hell-bent Thanos that was trying to A, prevent the destruction and undo the destruction of his homeworld, and B, gain the gems and power over the universe to control things. Wouldn't it be interesting if Thanos lost all of his people and went on this bloodthirsty crusade to destroy the Celestials, gather the Infinity Stones, and form one of the most powerful armies the universe has ever seen? This could even be a version of the Thanos Quest storyline in which Thanos went out and fought the Elders of the Universe to get the gems to assemble the gauntlet. We know at least one of these gems was used by the Celestials. It's possible other gems were used by Celestials as well. So I think this is where we will pick up with Thanos in Infinity War. It's also how his past had been teased in previous MCU movies. But what do you think? Do you think it's possible the scene of the Celestial destroying the planet from Guardians of the Galaxy was actually what happened to Thanos' planet? Do you think that Thanos witnessed this and then went on a crusade to kill the Celestials, and that is why we see the skull of one in Guardians? James Gunn has famously said that there are Easter eggs in Guardians 1 that no one has discovered yet, and I'm willing to bet that these things I bring up in this video could be some of those hidden Easter eggs. I definitely want to know what you think about this theory and what you think about the Thanos character in the MCU. Now, either way, even if this theory doesn't come true, I'm still incredibly excited to see what Thanos will be doing, and I think it will be handled amazingly in Infinity War. So that's all for now. If you liked this video, consider giving it a like, maybe subscribe to the channel to get more of the stuff that comes out of my mouth parts. And let's check that nerd card really quickly. I want to know, what is the actual name of the champion? Now, the champion is one of the Elders of the Universe that Thanos defeats in order to get an Infinity Stone. Yeah, that's right, that's the champion. What is his actual name? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.